I've got some breaking news, everyone. Fisker is back. Fisker has risen from the ashes of scissor-making hell and will resume making electric vehicles for the world to enjoy. What's that? Oh, it's not the same company? Fisker? Fiskars? You'd think Fiskars would make cars. Scissors? No, okay, Fisker, whatever. We really need to do more research. Anyway, seriously though, there's some news out of Fisker Inc. regarding their production of new EVs. First, let's take a quick look back at Fisker's history and then we'll get into the new developments. Fisker Automotive was founded in 2007 by famed automotive designer Henry Winkler. Okay, that can't be right. Never mind, I've checked with my staff, it was Henrik Fisker. Sorry about that, Fonz. If Henrik Fisker isn't a name you know, you probably should. Henrik has designed some amazing cars, from the Aston Martin DB9 to the V8 Vantage to the BMW Z8. You like that, European friends? Z8? Or should we say the Z8 for my American friends? And also notably, the Fisker Karma, which I contend to this day is the best looking electric hybrid ever built. I mean, look at the lines on this thing. It is absolutely stunning. Move over, Prius, you'll have to settle for second best. Unfortunately, Fisker Automotive ran into financial issues in 2012 when their battery supplier, A123 Systems, went belly up. Remember that name, A123 Systems, because it will come up in just a minute. In addition to the battery issue, Fisker also lost their entire European shipment of Karmas when a port in New Jersey flooded. Talk about a rough year. Ultimately, Fisker Automotive would end up declaring bankruptcy. Fisker Automotive's assets were then auctioned off to Wansheng Group in 2014. Remember when I said to remember A123 Systems? Well, Wansheng Group is actually the parent company of A123 Systems, the battery supplier that had earlier gone belly up. How convenient that they could now purchase Fisker's assets at pennies on the dollar. Well played, Wansheng. Okay, back to the company. Ultimately, Karma Automotive was formed from the Fisker assets after purchasing the Fisker Karma's vehicle design and tooling, as well as Fisker's Delaware-based manufacturing facility. Karma Automotive still exists and produces the Karma Revero, which is based on the old Fisker Karma design. Fisker Automotive might have been dead, but Henrik was not done trying. He refounded Fisker under a different name, Fisker Inc. in 2016. We could all learn a thing or two from Henrik. I'm sure there's a proverb or something for this, but I can't really think of one. Teach a man to fish. No, that's not it. Too many cooks. No, that's not it either. When one door closes, another one opens. Thanks for sticking with me for that. Moving right along. Henrik retained the Fisker trademarks and brand, so it already put him a leg up on other automotive startups. He got the company up off the ground and recently announced a $50 million funding round, which will be used for the engineering work for their upcoming vehicle, the Fisker Ocean. Even more recently, there's been a lot of smoke around Fisker Inc. potentially merging with a publicly traded company called Spartan Energy Acquisition Company, ticker symbol SPAC, S-P-A-Q. Spartan is a type of company called a SPAC, which stands for Special Purpose Acquisition Company. Basically what that means is they've done all the legwork to become a publicly traded company, but they don't really do anything yet, so they're allotted a certain period of time before they have to acquire another company. This is basically the same thing that happened recently with Nikola Motor merging with Vecto IQ. As far as this deal, Spartan reportedly has about $570 million in their trust account, and they have until August 10th to either get a deal done or file for an extension. However, with representatives from Fisker and Spartan recently making positive statements about an upcoming merger, we're likely to hear something soon. If they do end up merging, the deal is reportedly worth around $2 billion. Billion. Update. This video was filmed Sunday evening, and by Monday morning, Spartan and Fisker had announced a deal valuing Fisker at about $2.9 billion, and they're reported to close the deal in the fourth quarter of this year. Okay, that was more company talk than I had planned. Hopefully you're still with me. Let's do the car thing now. Fisker Inc. has recently announced the first car that they're putting into production, a 5-seat sport utility vehicle called the Fisker Ocean. Let's take a look. Okay, right off the bat, Newsweek called this the greenest SUV ever. Maybe my monitor is off, but I'd say it's more silver than green. Okay, so basically the exterior looks like they took some wheels off a Kia and tossed them on a Saturn Vue. Cool. Moving to the interior. It's equipped with a 16-inch center touchscreen, which is apparently just standard equipment for all new cars. Additionally, there is a 9.8-inch gauge cluster in front of the driver, as well as something Fisker calls Foresight, which is a heads-up display integrated into the windshield. There are some really interesting eco-touches on the interior as well. Fisker is using recycled plastic from ocean debris, vegan leather, suede made from recycled plastic bottles and t-shirts, and also recycled waste from the tire production process for bits of the interior. Ah, that must have been what Newsweek meant about the greenest SUV ever. Can anyone just have a YouTube channel? I'm pretty sure there should be restrictions on this. Sometimes I wonder if YouTube should stop letting randos just post whatever videos they want on the interwebs. Until they do, I'm just gonna keep making these things. Speaking of that, these videos take forever to make. So I'd truly appreciate it if maybe you just take a peek around my channel, and if you like my other videos, consider subscribing by clicking the button below. Okay, back to what we were talking about. We don't have a ton of details about this vehicle, but we do know some stuff. There will be an optional solar panel roof, which will be used to extend the range of the vehicle. Fisker claims that should add around 1,000 miles of driving per year for the average person. A panel on the roof will also open for what Fisker calls an extended open air atmosphere. I guess that means it's a convertible without really being a convertible. There will also be a California mode, which will open all windows and movable panels with the touch of one button. On the mechanical side of things, it will be offered in rear and four-wheel drive. The standard four-wheel drive model should harness the power of over 300 horses. Fisker is also planning to have a high-performance version that could do 0 to 60 in under 3 seconds. Shocker. I can only act surprised by these EV 0 to 60 times so many times. Until I review one of these things that does 0 to 60 in under 2.9 seconds, I'm no longer acting impressed. While Fisker has claimed a breakthrough in solid-state battery technology that should allow for insane capacity and ultra-fast charging times, that isn't projected to be available until 2022 and will not be available on the Ocean. Instead, Fisker is powering this thing with lithium-ion batteries, which should allow for a range of 250 to 300 miles. And critically, Fisker is partnering with Electrify America to make sure that the Ocean is compatible with all of their charging stations. Okay, so when can you get one? Fisker is planning to start production in the fourth quarter of 2021, and deliveries should begin in 2022. Pricing, you ask? It's actually very competitive. Currently, you can reserve an Ocean for $250 on Fisker's site. The base purchase price is $37,499, which conveniently makes the price just under $30,000 when you factor in the $7,500 US federal EV tax credit. They're also offering a leasing option, which starts at $379 a month and can be canceled at any time. I don't really know anything about leases, but it does seem notable that they're offering up to 30,000 miles a year with monthly rollover. It's pretty cool to see EV prices dropping into this territory. Under $30,000 is competitive with other ICE vehicles. Okay, so that's it. Fisker is back with what appears to be a pretty practical vehicle at a good price point and decent specs that should have mass appeal. Sure, it's not sexy like the Karma, but it does have decent range and it's a price point that a lot of people can afford. Okay, so Fisker is back, but is this a vehicle that you would want to purchase and drive? The price point seems good and the specs seem decent. I think it's a winner, but let me know in the comment section below. And again, I appreciate you watching. If you like the video, click the thumbs up button. I promise it won't hurt, and it helps my videos get seen by other people, which I really appreciate. Thanks, and I'll see you next time. What? It's Fisker, not Fiskers? God, why can't we ever get anything right? Ah, we'll do it live. We'll do it live. All right.